Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to Torrin's Thoughts. Today, being child free. Um, this is kind of controversial topic for ladies. So I'm going to try to tread lightly, but give you my honest thoughts upon such a thing. So, some background on me. Tomorrow I turn 40. Having children is out of the question for me. Not because of my age, because I realize that there are some women over the age of 40 that do indeed have children. Um, Whether or not I think that's responsible is a topic for another day. But for myself, the option of children initially was taken away from me. But of course, when that happens, there are other things you can do about it. In my personal case, I have endometriosis. When I was 26 years old, I actively started trying to get pregnant. My husband and I had been married for 5 years, and it seems like, okay, it doesn't seem like we're going to end up divorced or anything, and we can handle each other. So let's try for a little one. I wanted one, he wanted two. I was willing to have two, but that would have been it. And then he'd have got a vasectomy because no more than two. I'm one of three, and two seemed good. Uh, we didn't have any because at age 30, I found out I had endometriosis. So as a last gasp to try to get pregnant, I had a surgery where they cut me from hip to hip, which is why I have this giant belly that I can't feel anymore, because that's what happens when they cut across all your abdominal muscles like that. Yes, they removed every bit of tissue that they could, and I did get to keep both of my ovaries, but I still did never manage to get pregnant. I think my endometriosis may have come back too quickly. I think there might have been just too much scarring, or my fallopian tubes were just too damaged. I don't know. I don't know why, but it didn't happen. So that did leave me with a few other options, which were being a foster parent, adopting, or in vitro fertilization, none of which was actually an option for me. I can't be a foster parent because eventually somebody's going to come and take those kids. I get way too attached to kids. I couldn't put myself through that. I know me. Adoption's kind of the same thing. Not only is it exceedingly expensive, I was always afraid that I would be one of those very sad cases where I adopted a child, everything is going by for 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden the father would show up. The father, who had no idea that the mother was pregnant, found out that they actually had a child out there and wanted the child back. I had a very great fear that I would be that person, that I would love my son or daughter, and then their biological father would show up and take them away from me. Much like I can't be a foster mom, I couldn't do that either. So that left in vitro fertilization. Not only is it insanely cost prohibitive, you are looking at $25,000 a go. The other thing about in vitro fertilization is that they implant a number of fertilized eggs in the hopes that one will take. And my luck would be that they'd implant 6 and all 6 would take. And then I would have to make the decision to keep one and get rid of all of the other implanted eggs. And I could not make that decision. I just couldn't. I am pro-choice because I believe that women have a right to their bodies, and it's none of my business what you do with your body. But for me, myself, I could not make the decision to terminate 5 of 6 embryos, in the hopes that one of them would grow into a baby. So that is not an option for me either. So after nature telling me that I was going to be child free and weighing the options of remedying that situation, I decided that I would indeed be child free because I didn't like any of the other options. And that's okay. So I am one of those women that started out as not being able to have a baby and then made the choice to go ahead and go with that and not have any children. I have dogs, and that's fine. I'm a dog mom. Now, I do have a plethora of nieces, and I do, in fact, really enjoy children. Babies are okay, but I like kids, like 4 years old to, 18. I like those kids. I'm much more of a kid person than a baby person. My mother is the baby person. She loves babies. But babies, I don't know about babies. I mean, they're cute, but they're very, very needy, and they can't tell me what's wrong. I like it when they can talk and they have little personalities. That's more my speed, but it doesn't matter because I don't have any, and that's okay. And that's my thoughts today, is the pressure that other women give women who have decided to be child-free. You do get comments, especially, I don't get them as often now that I am nearly 40 and at the end of my childbearing years. But back when I was, in my late 20s, early 30s, a lot of people were like, oh, when are you guys going to have kids? Like it's a given that of course we're going to have kids. And I'm like, well, at first it was, well, we're trying. And then it was, well, we can't. And then it's pressure into, well, then you should adopt, or have you tried in vitro? Or what about being a foster parent then? Like, well, then you have to find another way to have children. And I'm like, no, we've decided that we're just not going to have any. And there are many women out there who take that decision as some sort of personal attack on them because they decided to have babies. If you are a mom, kudos to you. You are raising the next generation of little human beings. It is a hard job, and I salute you for it. But it does not mean that those of us who have decided to not have children should be accosted or treated as though we don't know our own minds. I have a few ladies in my life, women who weren't even like me and couldn't have kids. They made the decision they were not having children because that was just not something that they were interested in ever doing. They never wanted to be mothers. Would they have made wonderful mothers? Probably. They're pretty awesome ladies, but that just wasn't something that they ever wanted for themselves. And quite frankly, I'm happy they didn't, because it at least means that I do have some friends that I can do things with. Because this is something else that moms don't realize they do. If they have friends who don't have children, those friends are never included in anything. Because when you are friends with other moms, you get together, your kids all play together, yay. But when you are friends with someone who doesn't have kids, you don't really include them because they don't have children. My neighborhood is like that. Almost everybody in my neighborhood has kids, so I don't really know the neighbors. I did when we first moved in because, the kids were always in my house because we were very young and we had a nice flat yard, so they would play football outside and my old man would go outside, and, I'd make them cookies and stuff, whatever. That generation of kids is all grown up, and half of them have kids, which it makes me feel so old. But yeah, it's just like we, the child-free, are not included in things that our mommy friends do because we don't have any kids to bring along to kind of add to the passel. And when we do see you, especially if you're a new mommy, the only thing you talk about is your baby, which is great. Like, I'm super happy for you and the baby, but it doesn't really mean much to me because I've never had any. I've watched them. I have babysat. I have changed diapers. I have bottle fed. I understand how babies are. Both of my brothers had kids, but I myself did not. So an hour-long conversation about what you found in their diaper is maybe not awesome if we're not a mom. I'm just saying, think about it a little bit. I realize that when you are in that stage of motherdom, that's all your life is. It is all completely centered around your little one. I get that. And I don't hold it against you. I have listened to many, many hour-long conversations about diaper rash. You don't even want to know. And that's fine. I'm still here for you. But yeah, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. And try to understand that if you do have a friend who has decided to be child free, that really is her decision. Don't tell her she's going to change her mind later. Oh, you'll change your mind. Probably not. She's made this decision for herself and she really doesn't want any. And that's okay. Don't hold it against her that she has a lot of free time. You don't know what it is that she's doing in her free time. Maybe her job is just one of those jobs where when she decided, do I want to pursue my dreams and my career? Or do I want to settle down and have kids? And if she chose her own dreams and career, it does not mean she's selfish. What would have been selfish is trying to do both at the same time. Trying to pursue certain careers and have children is very difficult, as I'm sure some moms out there can attest to. Moms who have a very high pressure job that keeps them away from home, I'm sure would love to be home with their kids, and they're not. That's hard on them. Just like the moms who decided to stay home and concentrate on raising their children. That's hard on them because they have no other adult interaction. It is all kids all day. And that's also tough. There's a lot that goes into being a mom, and some of us ladies just don't have what it takes. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay that we made the decision to not procreate. It's okay that we have decided to be selfish and live our lives however we see fit. There are a lot of people in the world, and the fact that there are a lot of ladies now have decided not to contribute to more people in the world is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a thing. Pretending that we don't know our own minds about things, though, that is kind of hurtful. It is, you guys. It's hurtful. And I don't know. It's just a thing. I wish that was something that we as women could be more understanding with other women about. I wish that we could be more supportive of our fellow ladies, of whatever decision it is that they've made, because we are all in this together, and it is good to have a nice support system filled with other ladies, whether they be moms or not moms, that support whatever decision it is that you've made. That's just the way I feel about it. So that's my thoughts. I want to keep it under 15 minutes. Yeah, if you've decided to be a mom, awesome. I'm happy for you. I hope your little ones bring you days and days of joy. I hope you're not too tired. I hope you remember to take a little bit of time for yourself, because a happy mom means everybody's happy. And if you are one of my ladies who has decided that you, in fact, did not want to be a parent, awesome. Welcome to the club. It's okay. We are allowed to live our lives and not procreate. It's totally kosher. Okay, that's it for me today. I will see you lovely people tomorrow when it is my 40th birthday. 40-40. Yay. I would also like to thank Siobhan for posting her video yesterday about how to make these awesome things. You see all my braids. I was just complaining that I didn't have any and didn't know where to go and get them, and then she goes and shows us how to make them. So I now have braid decorations. Thanks, Siobhan. Alrighty, I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.